In the narrow streets of Khan Younis, a young boy grew up under the shadow of occupation and the cries of the oppressed. His name was Yahya Sinwar, later known to his followers as Abu Ibrahim. From his earliest days, his eyes carried both the sadness of his people and the burning fire of defiance. He watched his homeland under siege, his family living through loss and hunger, and his childhood filled with the echo of warplanes and the scent of dust. But within that storm, Yahya found a purpose. He believed that faith and resistance were the twin pillars that could rebuild the dignity of his people. As a teenager, he joined the Islamic movement that would later give birth to Hamas. His mind was sharp, his discipline unshakable. He studied psychology at the Islamic University of Gaza, a field that would later make him a master of understanding both his enemies and his comrades. In the early 1980s, Yahya became one of the key founders of Hamas' internal security wing, known as Al-Majd. He was feared and respected, known for his absolute loyalty and his willingness to face death rather than betrayal. His leadership was forged not in offices, but in the dark alleys of resistance. But his path was never easy. In 1988, he was captured by Israeli forces. During interrogation, he endured unimaginable torture, yet he never broke. He spent over 2 decades in prison, isolated from the world, but never from his faith. Those who met him behind bars spoke of a man whose words could move hearts and ignite courage. In prison, Yahya became a symbol, a man who transformed captivity into a school of resilience. He read, wrote, and trained others. He learned patience, strategy, and silence. The enemy can chain our bodies, he once said, but never our will. In 2011, after 23 years, he was released in the Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange, walking out of the gates with the calm face of a man reborn. Gaza awaited him like a returning hero. Yet behind his quiet smile, there was a deeper fire. The mission was not over. It had only begun. As years passed, Yahya rose through the ranks, guided by the memory of martyrs and the burden of responsibility. He was elected the leader of Hamas in Gaza, not through ambition, but through trust. The man who had once lived in a cell now carried the hopes of 2 million souls. He lived simply, spoke rarely, and acted decisively. Those who met him described a man who listened more than he spoke, whose presence filled the room even in silence. His leadership blended wisdom and discipline with an unyielding belief that freedom demands sacrifice. To his people, he became a symbol of steadfastness. To his enemies, he was the shadow man, unpredictable, unbroken, unyielding. Every move he made echoed through the streets of Gaza, through the tunnels beneath the earth, and through the hearts of those who refused to surrender. For Yahya Sinwar, the struggle was never about power. It was about survival, the survival of faith, of land, and of identity. He carried the story of Gaza in his scars and the promise of resistance in his eyes. And so, as the sun rises over Gaza, his figure remains, calm, silent, determined. A man forged in prisons and battles, who learned that true leadership is not born from comfort, but from pain, and from an unshakable belief that one's homeland is worth every sacrifice. The body may have departed, but the spirit remains, walking through the streets of Gaza. The leader who knew no fear, who never bargained with truth, has left behind a name that will echo through time. Abu Ibrahim. He taught us that silence can be stronger than speeches. That standing firm in the storm is the truest message of all. In every home that has known loss, in every heart that still believes, his voice whispers, steady, unbroken. He did not die. For those who love their homeland until their final breath, never truly die. His face will remain in memory, his words in our hearts, his spirit above the city, watching, smiling. and saying softly, "The road is not over."
In the face of
And the
iron,
promise still stands.
a will of steel.
وللحرية الحمراء باب بكل يد مدرجة يدق